What's up, YouTube? How you doing? How you doing? So this one's gonna be about Jermaine Dupri's musical influences. I watched him on the R&B podcast, and he was giving his list. And one thing about Jermaine Dupri is that he really studies things, like from a producer, songwriter perspective, an artist that he gives love to, and you can definitely tell that he's worked with some big names. Obviously, he's had a big hand in Usher's career. That goes without saying. Escape, TLC, Crisscross, his own. Had a big hand in some of Mariah Carey's big career, so he understands what a hit career is about. Working with Monica, working with a lot of different artists over the years. So when he got asked to name, he was talking about some of his favorite artists and stuff, things that he liked. He pretty much said the artists that you would kind of, expect, obviously a nod to Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye. And he mentioned Usher. Give a big shout out to Michael Jackson. Big shout out to R. Kelly. And then of course he mentioned Prince, and he was naming some other things that he was going on about. Um, he went into his details about the impact of the songs, because he was talking about how he felt about each artist, and I can, you know, regardless of where people come down with R. Kelly, the last 30 years or so, there's no denying his dominance of R&B. You can't even have a discussion without him being in there. So Rolling Stone magazine's whack bias agenda and these other Billboard magazine whack agendas. Your list don't count if you don't have R. Kelly song in there. And Jermaine Dupri was talking about the bigness of Ignition, which Ignition was a big song. Hikel's got about 5 songs that you can put flat out put in Emerson, and they will hold up. So you can't even talk about it, if you're gonna be about it like that. And he held Michael Jackson, of course, in high regards because he was talking about the lady in my life and the nuances and the versatility. I mean, if you were around to see him, and what I like about this, even though he gives Usher his due, you know where it came from. You know, there is no Usher or Chris Brown or none of them without Michael Jackson. You could make that case for everybody that pretty much came after Michael Jackson because his musical hybrid and what he was able to do, and then also be a writer and producer himself and arranger, and then put that together in context with his showmanship and the whole nine. You has none without that man. He paved that way. Steve Wonder, like Jermaine Dupri was saying, he pretty much breathed life into every kind of R&B song that you could imagine, every style, every vibe. So, you know, you would be pretty hard pressed to argue that man